remains at large.
Yes, he wanted me to warn you. Look upon this omen, and go back from whence ye came. I have warned thee. I have warned thee.
And welcome back to the cabin. And tonight we're going to be taking a look at NECA's Ultimate Friday the 13th Part 3 3D. And no matter where you go, Mr. Voorhees seems to just follow you and find you no matter what. I love the 3D version. The box art is amazing. As always, NECA always provides us with great boxes. The side, of course, you know, with the real toys down there. And always cool with some pictures on the back and kind of a display of some of the items that you would get with the said action figure. Very nice opening. It's got a little picture there. I like the opening because of the Velcro. It kind of keeps closed. We'll be taking him out and taking a look at all his accessories and the mold. And we'll see what NECA has to offer with their Part 3. We'll get to unboxing it right now. All right, and there he is, unboxed, Mr. Voorhees himself with all his killing accessories, plus the alternate head and mask, which we'll be taking a look at. You know, I always like to start with the accessories. It's a great way to kind of build up to the character and the mold and paint and all that. Great pitchfork that they included. Again, we looked at Part 2. They also included a pitchfork in there. So it's nice to have two pitchforks, kind of the same construction, very... As you can see, very bendable, so you got to be very careful with it, but it's always nice to have a pitchfork on your side when you're Jason. We'll move on to the wrench, and the wrench is bloodied up very nice. It's a nice paint job on it. It's something that you don't see a lot in the series, him utilizing wrenches, but it's nice that they included it, especially with the added blood on there. It's not movable, which would be cool, but it's nice that they included something like that. And also, speaking of something that I'm excited about, great design as the first knife we looked at in Part 2. Full tang design as the first one was, which is always nice to see, even with the little... Now, what I noticed on this one was the rivets aren't painted like the first one. As you can see there, it's almost like they attempted but kind of missed. Boom. But I'm sure that, you know, as you know, it's probably different with everyone's purchase. Also, moving on, you know, you can't leave home without your trusty fire poker. Now, we saw him utilize this and use this very successfully. I mean, he did stick it in a fire. He had that stoking for a while. And then, yeah, right through the old bread basket. But he did utilize this, which is nice to see that they included it. And the paint job isn't there. I mean, it does have a metallic tone overall, but it's nothing that's really like standoutish about it. It's kind of the same color all the way around. You know, it never works with my camera. Moving on, they do include a machete as well. You gotta have a machete if you're Jason Voorhees, obviously, so they did include that. The sculpt on it is, I think, pretty much standard. They did add the rivets on here with the little butt edge, which is nice. I do love it when they make it full tang like that and kind of add the rivets in at the same time. Good stuff. It's not necessarily full tang with the paint, but I think that's what they were going for. Moving on, you know, they did include the axe. And the axe is great, very bloody, and he's definitely used this more than a few times without cleaning it. So he's definitely not following by the guidelines of, you know, the old C19, which we didn't expect him to. I have a sanitizing station down there. He hasn't used it yet. But they do have a nice wood grain on here, great to paint on there if I can get a good angle on it. But the blood, very bloody. Looks like it was a black, but they do have, what I like about it, they do have a kind of metallic back painting on it, which kind of gives you the impression, oh yeah, there's still steel in there amongst all that blood. A nice little edge, not like the edges in Part 2 when we saw like on his forward machete up there. It's still nice to have. It's actually the first axe that I have here with the figures. And of course, the iconic one of a kind a harpoon gun. And the harpoon gun, no, it's not sharp, but it's definitely stronger than the, I would say, the prongs on the pitchfork. But nice paint job on this as well. All the paint job that NECA brings us, paint jobs that they bring us are, you know, pretty great. I do love that there's an off color to the two strings for the harpoon, which is different than the silverish chrome paint that they did for the sights and for the actual harpoon itself and the other metal mechanisms. But it's great. I love it, but still be very careful and delicate with it. You know, Jason used it once, and that's one of my favorite parts, when he just uses it and just throws it down on the dock like it was nothing. And moving on, he also does have an alternate head, and his alternate head, we'll be taking a look at some close detail. We'll unmask him and all that. You can see the dark eyes in there. I love it. All right, now zooming in on Mr. Voorhees, we will start off with the head he comes with. And I will zoom in because I figured I'd try to get some better detail. If you zoom, it's better with this camera. Right away, the paint job, a great work, as always, like I said earlier, by NECA. They never really fail. They have some great artists over there, some fantastic, probably the best molds. He has got some great paint with his telltale green shirt and his jeans. Just one set of hands. He has one for wielding his weapons of force, and another one for maybe grabbing someone by the throat or whatnot. Starting from the feet down, here's the bottom of his feet, two little pegs there. As you can see, there's the little boom, you know. Definitely nice paint work on the boot. A little grimy. You can definitely see some tones of brown in there. Nice fold in the slacks. They always pay a particular attention to detail over at NECA with these folds. It really makes the difference, I think, in a lot of these characters. Flipping it over, some dirt, starting here a little bit at the knee for wear. You got that blood mark. Nice weathering here. Kind of makes it look old, dank and dusky. He still has the pleats though. Pleats and the slacks are still present. A good pair of slacks lasts you a long time. Articulate at the shoulders and at the elbows as well. You know, I love when they come in stiff. You can kind of do them yourself. Moving up the shirt, some nice blood detail and nice crinkling of the shirt. You gotta love some good crinkling. Let's see here. Flip them over. Some more nice crinkling, and I love this. This is again, attention to detail. The collar, the shirt is a little bit flexible, but you see how it ruffled up here? You ever go find one of your shirts that isn't ironed, that you just got out of the wash, and a lot of times you'll get that. Very nice detail on that. You can see the back of his head, lumpy dumpy, very good. Mask is on there real tight, and we'll get to that. The one thing on this particular model, the Part 3, is the different paint. You can see just slightly difference between his neck and his head. You can also tell he's not bloodied. He has not received the axe wound yet, so he does have this blood that is stemming from the axe wound that you're gonna have to kind of live with. I personally don't mind. Ooh, look at that ear. Oh yeah, look at that ear. What's left of it? There's hardly any ear left. He does have an ear on there to help hold it up though, so. And his mask looking good, and we'll just we'll try to take this off. You got to be careful with these little peg holes because they do tend to come out from the inside. And there he is in all his glory. And we'll set him down and we'll take a look at the mask. Nice job on the mask weathering. As you can see, some nice scrapes on there. I always look for the drill hole marks on these masks. You see, I kind of missed the ball on that one, a little bit off, but looks good. I love the chrome that they put on there, the little steel. Very weather very good. The holes, again, sometimes you got to watch for the drill marks, but overall, back looks pretty good. Actually, the pegs are in place pretty solidly. So that's his first mask. now, regardless of the look of Jason here, he does come again with an alternate head and mask, which we'll take a look at next. And we'll keep this head on just for brevity purposes. But here's this alternate mask after the axe wound. And very nicely done, I gotta say, on that axe wound. If you can, it's one reason I like to zoom in. Look at the lines up perfectly. The weathering is different on this mask, not completely, so they are similar. Nailed that drill hole on that one, the little snap also there. Great, again, attention to detail. And wow, let's take a look at this alternate head. Now, I bought this one because this one, I had to have this. Oh, I had to have it with the option to, oh yeah. Oh yeah, there's the secondary mask. And his secondary head. And there it is, the secondary head with the telltale axe wound. Again, really nicely done. Great paint job. I love the kind of blackness and the old blood that they put down up inside there. That grimace, again, that grimace on his face. Look at that. Not having a terrible time, but not having the best time that he could. Great that NECA includes us with, I love when they include alternate heads, alternate hands. It really adds to the diversity of the character. Again, articulated at the head, which, we would come to expect. Again, all around, great figure, solid. NECA always provides us with the best. I've been loving reviewing them. Oops, sorry about that. Pamela's head. Well, it doesn't come with Pamela's head, but we can try to Pennywise them up. We can try to Pennywise them up just for theatrical. I gotta lean over this freaking thing. And there he is. I couldn't Pennywise him and give him the balloon head. Not enough give on the vertebrae. But there's Miss Voorhees in her full head glory, and Jason looks great. Look at that head sculpt, amazing head sculpt, I gotta say. And they're the same head sculpt on both, but just the bumps and the different, and the vein. There's that vein. Gotta love the vein. Mutilated ear, loving it. Now, I don't know what that is. If anyone knows, you can leave a comment down below. VS, it looks like. Maybe that's the artist or something. I'm not sure. But there you go. Jason Voorhees Ultimate 3D edition by NECA Toys. I love it. It's fantastic. I can't wait to do the next review on part 4 coming up, as well as part 5, part 6. Part 7 has been delayed until May. It was supposed to come out in April, but that's delayed again. So we're going to have to wait for that. I got a couple of those on order. We'll see what they do here coming up in the summer. So thanks for tuning in to The Cabin. I hope you enjoyed it. Here's my take on part 3, 3D NECA Toys Ultimate Edition of Jason Voorhees. And we'll see you on the next trip up here to The Cabin.